यस, यू आर ऑडिबल। ओके। हाँ जी, यूट्यूब वाली जनता, क्या आप तक आवाज पहुंच पा रही है? फटाफट से चैट में कंफर्म करके बताएंगे। वी ऑडिबल टू यू एंड द पीपल ऑन लिंक्डइन ऑल्सो। क्विकली कंफर्म करके बता दो भाई, क्या आप तक आवाज पहुंच पा रही है? पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड ज्वाइनिंग इन। 1 मिनट अपन और वेट करेंगे एंड देन वील स्टार्ट। गाइस हु ऑल आर ज्वाइनिंग इन, जिनके प्लेसमेंट शुरू हो गई हैं, इंटरव्यू शुरू हो गए हैं, क्विकली चैट में लिख के बताएंगे कौन सी कंपनी से शॉर्टलिस्टिंग्स आ रही हैं फॉर जॉब एंड आर्टिकलशिप। कौन कौन सी कंपनीज हमको इंटरव्यूज के लिए बुला रही हैं, क्विकली चैट में लिख के बताएंगे। पीपल ऑन लिंक्डइन, क्विकली आप भी कंफर्म करके बताइए। यस, ऑडिबल, कंफर्मेशन आ गई है। कौन कौन सी कंपनी से शॉर्टलिस्टिंग आ रही है गाइस? कौन कौन सी कंपनीज में इंटरव्यूज देने का मौका मिल रहा है और कौन सी फील्ड्स में जाने का मौका मिल रहा है? एक बार चैट में लिख के बताइए। सर ट्रांसफर नहीं मिल रहा है, ओके। ट्रांसफर आर्टिकलशिप के लिए, सर आई हैव जॉइन्ड अ टॉप 7 फर्म इन जयपुर। ओके। एंड इन द मीन टाइम गाइज, जो लोग भी आज मॉक सेशन देना चाहते हैं निखिल सर के साथ इंटरनल ऑडिट के लिए, प्लीज सेंड योर रिज्यूमे इन द चैट और ऑन connect@thinkingbridge.in। या तो ईमेल कर दीजिए या फिर यहाँ पे चैट में डाल दीजिए। मैं ईमेल आईडी चैट में डाल रहा हूँ, फटाफट से अपना रिज्यूमे आप भेज सकते हैं। सोनू, हाँ जी, वीडियो अवेलेबल रहेगी, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है। अपेयरिंग फॉर November 23 फाइनल। निखिल सर से मिलने आए हैं, ओके। क्या बात है। सो निखिल सर हैव जॉइंड द सेशन। निखिल सर कैसे हैं आप?
All good, sir.
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट। गाइस एज यू ऑल नो कि निखिल सर इज एन अथॉरिटी इन द internal audit and risk advisory domain, having an experience of more than 10 years of MNCs, Big Four, and he is here to guide you. आप में से जो भी मॉक इंटरव्यू देना चाहते हैं अपना हैंड रेस कर सकते हैं, और जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं इंटरनल ऑडिट से रिलेटेड वो भी यहाँ पे एड्रेस करे जाएंगे। राइट, जिनके भी रिस्क एडवाइजरी के इंटरव्यूज आ रहे हैं, आप क्विकली हैंड रेस करिए और बताइए। And the people on LinkedIn and YouTube, guys, you can join this session through free career masterclass on thinkingbridge.in। वहां पे आपको एक फ्री सेशन मिल जाएगा, आप क्विकली जूम पे आके ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं। ईमेल आईडी मैं यहाँ पे भी डाल देता हूँ आपके YouTube पे, और जिसका रिज्यूम सबसे पहले आएगा हम उन्हीं का मॉक इंटरव्यू सबसे पहले लेंगे। ठीक है, अनिरुद्ध का आ गया है, पर्व का आ गया है। पर्व, अनिरुद्ध, आप एक बार अपना रिज्यूमे यहाँ चैट में भी शेयर कर दीजिए। और मेल पे मेरे पास जयश का आया है। सो वी हैव 3 पीपल, पर्व, अनिरुद्ध एंड जयश, जिनका सबसे पहले हम मॉक इंटरव्यू लेने वाले हैं फॉर द डोमेन ऑफ रिस्क एडवाइजरी। राइट। दिव्यांक, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? अभी आपसे बात करेंगे ना भाई। लिंक्डइन वाली जनता, विल दिस वीडियो बी अवेलेबल ऑन यूट्यूब? बिल्कुल रहेगी अवेलेबल। गॉट एन ऑफर फ्रॉम कार्स 24। बहुत बढ़िया अनिकेत, बिल्कुल ज्वाइन कर सकते हो। आपको जेडी एक बार देखना रहेगा कि कैसा उसमें प्रोफाइल है, क्या क्या आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज हैं, और जो भी आपके इंटरनल ऑडिट के डाउट्स हैं आप पूछ सकते हैं। और मॉक इंटरव्यू अगर आप हमारे साथ देना चाहते हैं तो जूम सेशन ज्वाइन करना रहेगा आपको, जो कि आपका फ्री करियर मास्टर क्लास में है ऑन thinkingbridge.in। ठीक है, तो निखिल सर शुरू करें एक सेशन। मैं आपके साथ सीवी शेयर करता हूँ। अनिरुद्ध का
बिल्कुल
सीवी
सर।
आ गया। सबसे पहले अनिरुद्ध, यू नीड टू टर्न ऑन योर वीडियो। वीडियो टर्न ऑन करेंगे तभी इंटरव्यू दे पाएंगे अपन, राइट? क्योंकि एक्चुअल इंटरव्यू में भी आपको वीडियो टर्न ऑन करके ही इंटरव्यू देना है। परफेक्ट। अभी दोस्त आपने मोबाइल से ज्वाइन कर रखा है, लेकिन एक्चुअल इंटरव्यू में आपको लैपटॉप से ज्वाइन करना है, राइट? मैं एक मिनट आपको अनम्यूट कर रहा हूँ। हाँ जी।
Yes sir, sorry, the reason being is actually for थोड़ा जल्दी में अगर आप बोले तो मैं ज्वाइन कर सकता हूँ लैपटॉप से।
नहीं नहीं, अभी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है,
Perfect. अभी
कोई
कोई
दिक्कत
प्रॉब्लम
नहीं।
नहीं।
हाँ
But if you can just share your CV on the chat window.
हाँ, मैं चैट में शेयर करता हूँ।
Hmm.
अनिरुद्ध, ग्रेट, आई हैव शेयर्ड इन द चैट विद निखिल। आपके पास आ गया होगा, जस्ट अ सेकेंड। हाँ जी। तो अनिरुद्ध, अभी कोई शॉर्टलिस्टिंग आई है, किसी कंपनी से ऑफर है?
सर 2-3 कंपनी से ऑफर आया था, बट वो थोड़ा पे स्केल का प्रॉब्लम था एंड समवेयर की वहाँ पे अच्छा रिस्पांस नहीं आया, कुछ आगे बात नहीं हुई कि एचआर का कॉल आता है, पूरी बात नहीं हो पाती आगे कॉल इंटरव्यू के लिए, तो नॉट अ गुड रिस्पांस।
और कैंपस में भी शॉर्टलिस्टिंग आई है अपने पास?
सर कैंपस में मेरे पास सुरेश रैना एंड एसोसिएट से आया है ना, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक से आया है।
ओके ओके ओके।
Yes, sir.
निखिल सर, आपको रिज्यूमे मिल गया है?
हाँ मेरे पास आ गया। I was just going through it. So Anirudh, I think let's start.
राइट, वी कैन
If
स्टार्ट विद द इंटरव्यू। अनिरुद्ध,
yeah,
आप वीडियो ऑन कर लीजिए। वील फॉर्मली स्टार्ट विद द इंटरव्यू। ओवर टू यू
Yes, sir.
निखिल सर।
Give me 1 minute, sir. Only 1 minute, sir.
yeah,
श्योर।
sure.
एक चैट में भी क्वेरी आ रही है, आईसीएसआई इंटरव्यू फॉर आईसीएफआर। ओके, इंटरव्यू में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया या फिर फील्ड ही पर्टिकुलरली आईसीएफआर की है? टैक्स डेक आंसर
Yes, sir.
करिएगा।
Now we.
राइट राइट। हाँ जी निखिल सर, ओवर टू यू एंड वी कैन स्टार्ट विद द इंटरव्यू। राइट।
Yeah, thanks Archit. Anirudh, if we can start with a quick introduction, if you want to give a brief about yourself, what's your overall experience, where do you put up, what are your hobbies, who are there in your family, if you can quickly give a brief about yourself.
Thank you so much, sir. My name is Anirudh Agarwal. I am from Kotdwar, Uttarakhand, currently living in Delhi right now. And I completed my CA in May 2023 and with 55% in CA final and got 3 exemptions in direct tax, financial reporting and SFM. And I completed my graduation from the Delhi University in year 2018 with 60%. And I completed my 12th from DAV Public School, got 86.2%. And I completed my 10th from TCG Public School and got 9.2 CGPA. Currently, I am working in the GKC Management Services Private Limited in the Internal Audit Department as an audit executive. I did the audit of the ESRI Technologies Private Limited. It is an IT-based company and having a revenue of around 200 to 250 crore. I handle the 3 assignments. First is physical verification of the fixed assets, where I reviewed and checked the asset depreciation and all the details as per the Companies Act 2013. And second assignment I handled the compliance audit, where I did the audit of the finance and the HR team. And second, currently I am doing the Salesforce audit. This is the revenue audit of the ESRI company. Before that, I did the articleship from the HC Agarwal and Associates, where I did the main work in the state audit and the taxation department. And I have a joint family. My father is a businessman. He has a tires business, and my mother is a housewife, and my younger brother is a supports to my father in his business. And I love to do the adventure activities. I did the scuba diving and bungee jumping. Yeah, that's all about me.
Where did you do scuba diving?
So in the क्या कहते- oh, the place is Rishikesh.
In Rishikesh.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and I did not know there's scuba diving there.
Yes, sir. Recently opened there.
Okay. All
Yes.
right. So you just said that your father has a business of, is it trading of tires, or he's a manufacturer, or
Both,
what
sir.
is it about?
Retrading of the tires, and he's a Apollo authorized dealer.
Okay. So do
Yes.
you understand that business?
Yeah, not so very much, but little much I know.
Can you tell me the top three challenges that you've kind of seen in that business?
Competition, too much competition, and the mentality level of the small town people. They do not agree on the
So
prices
I'm
of the.
talking about at a business process level.
So the ownership is not delegating the powers. My father has all the powers. My brother cannot do all the things without asking from him.
Okay, tell me something. How do you ensure that whatever revenue that you're booking is correct in that business?
Okay, in the my business, yeah, I have where I
In
did the.
No, in the business, in your father's business.
Yeah, of course. So what's the question? Can you please say again?
So how do you ensure whatever revenue that is getting clocked in your father's business is correct, and there are, let's say, no pilferages or any sort of leakage of revenue?
Yes, so first we ensured that the revenue from the GST portal, they made all the J file GSTR1, and we checked that the GST, what the revenue is showing in the GSTR3B and GSTR1. And second, the how much bills they paid, how much they bills filed filed मतलब कितने bills उन्होंने cut करे हैं, the desi language. And third thing, there is a portal of the Apollo tires. We have to upload all the details, how much tires is sold in a single day, in a week, the whatever the thing is, I don't know the full detail, so we can check from that thing also.
Sorry, I did not get the last one.
There is a Apollo tire portal.
Hmm.
We have to mention all the details, how much tires is sold in a week,
Okay.
so we can track all the details, how much tires are sold in a week. So basically we can check how much revenue generated
So what
in
do
that
you do
particular.
with the unsold tires?
So it's just a closing stock. When we order the dead tires, only there's a demand.
So let's say there was a demand, but the demand did not, you were not able to meet the demand, or maybe uh, you probably ordered excess tires and the demand wasn't really there. What do you do with those excess tires?
It's a loss, and complete loss, and we have to sell it to the
At what point in
garbage.
time do you recognize that loss?
After a year, because in every tire there is a year mentioned on that number. If the tire is 2023, 2022, 2020, so after the year has gone, so we think that two new tires came from the Apollo company, so we take it as a loss.
So how do you do? Do you like book 100% loss, or do you return it?
So I don't know the full criteria if Apollo tires have accepted the thing to return tires or not. If they have accepted it, we would definitely return the tire to the Apollo company. If it not, so then we will move it to the garbage.
Okay. So this ESRI Technologies company that you I think you've working on some of the assignments on that company. So
Yes,
what is
sir.
this company about? Is it a tech service company? Is it a product based company, or is it like into hardware?
So it is an IT based company, completely IT
So when
based
you say
company.
IT based, what does that mean? Is it into IT services?
Yes, it is. The business is that they have to they are mostly business, 90% business with the government. The business is they have to tell to the government that there is a way. For example, we have to go to the A point to the B point. So there is a way, there is a plant, there is a house, there is a some river flowing in it. So how we can go there? So they made the route from A point to B point. They charge for their services from the government.
So I'm still not clear. What do they do? Is it a construction company?
No, sir, it is a construction company.
So if it is a IT company, what is their role? Is it a tech services? What do they do in that kind of a project?
There is a company, ISRI USA, in the
Hmm.
US, America. There is a satellite. So they use the satellite of the ISRI USA and make the way from one point to
Okay,
second point. We have
got
to
it,
go there. Yes.
got it. Uh, so you were saying that you are currently auditing their revenue process, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the top three risks that you must have encountered in that revenue process for ESRI technologies.
Process are not streamlining. And second thing, uh,
What process are we talking about? What is not streamlined?
sir, there is a tool they are using, SFDC,
Hmm.
Salesforce. Why not
Hmm.
from the full form? Salesforce SFDC tool, where they capture when we meet the customer, then and the billing is to the customer. There is a complete process in that. So there is no streamlined process. When the customer and entered and we completed the all the details, they made the opportunity number, allotted the number to a customer. If the customer takes the order, the opportunity is closed, won. If the customer is not take the order, the opportunity lost. So there is no streamlined process. There is no authenticated process by the management. There's just a verbal thing only in the SFDC tool.
I am not very clear. When you say, so you're saying that without receiving an order, you can close the order. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. We can say that the opportunity loss, customer will not take the order after the customer declined that we cannot proceed further. So they close the opportunity. It's a lost opportunity lost.
How?
So for example, there's a salesperson. He
And tell
she
me, and also tell me what is it that they're supposed to do?
so they do not nothing. There is a sales incentive fixed to that amount. If the customer takes the order, so there's an incentive to the salesperson. If the
Okay.
customer did not take the order, so there's not
So when do they
incentive.
receive the when does the sales executive when do they receive the incentive? Is it when an opportunity is closed, they will get their incentives?
Yes, sir. They will get. Yes. There's a target. They have, for example, X salesperson have to complete the 5 crore sales in
Can
the
you tell
particular
me
year.
what is the sales incentive policy?
So I did not go through the sales incentive policy because in approx 1.5 week we started this policy. But there is a sales incentive we discussed verbally with the management, and there is a target. For example, we have to complete the 5 crore sales target in a particular year. Then they will give the sales incentive in a quarterly, on a quarterly basis. For example, you completed the 2
What
crore
is the
target.
basis? What is the basis for giving the incentive?
If you completed the sales of the billing
What
amount,
do you mean by completion of sales?
the billing amount we charge from the customer, the sales
So
amount.
why did you say that when you close an opportunity, you're paying out on the incentive?
So I mean, when it's not, this is not like, sorry, this is incorrect. But the thing is, when they completed the target.
So the implication that you said is not correct then. So what
Yes,
is the
sir.
implication when you're saying that uh, they receive an order, they close the opportunity. What is the implication or what is the risk that we're talking about here?
So compliance process, from the compliance perspective, the processes are not streamlined or not authenticated.
But what is it that the company is being non-compliant to?
So this is not being compliant to. This is the improvisation in the policies.
No,
Better work policy.
but Anirudh, what is the improvement or value that we're talking about? What is the
So,
company? What is not going right?
so from the auditor's perspective view, if anyone check that how much the process, okay, if someone want to understand how the process is gone, how the process is going on, so there is no process streamlined in that thing.
Okay, I'm not convinced.
Okay.
Uh, so you're saying that,
And there is another thing also. Can I mention?
yeah,
There is a list price. There is a maximum cap. How much we talk sales to the how much we said to the customer. There is a, for example, there is a price of 1 lakh rupees. There is a list price they made and entered in the SFDC tool, but they did not. There is no documented. There's only on the SFDC tool they discuss verbally. For the X product we are charging 1 lakh rupees. For the Y product we are charging 2 lakh rupees, but there is no proper documented thing and signed by the management.
hmm. So there's no rate card, are you saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the basis for them to charge this?
So, for example, you see USA is charging 30,000 or 40,000 rupees from them, and they said that we have to take the 50% margin from this particular product. So 50, 30, 40, for example, we take the 40,000, 50% of that 20,000, 60,000 they are charging from the customer. So they just
Okay,
only verbally.
I got the issue, but can you tell me what is the risk that we're talking about here? So you're saying something is going wrong,
Yes, sir.
but for example, I am the management and you have to come and tell me. And I mean, why do I even listen to you if I don't know what the risk is about? I hear you, you're saying that this is wrong,
So
but why
it
is
is
it
a,
wrong?
according to me, it's an internal control weakness.
But what is the internal control weakness?
Processes are not documented and
It's my
authenticated.
company. I don't feel it's internal control weakness.
So I don't know the proper word, but the process are not documented and authenticated. So we cannot comply on that particular price. It is okay or not.
Okay, even if the process is not documented, I'm still able to run my business and earn profits and earn margins. And I'm basically able to do everything correctly. But what is the risk that you're talking about right now?
Sorry, sir, I don't know about that particular name of that risk.
I mean, you don't have to name the risk, you have to just think about what is going wrong and what is the implication.
Process risk.
Okay, let's move ahead. You've written that you've performed IT audits to assess cybersecurity controls and identify vulnerabilities. Tell me, what are these controls that we're talking about?
So there is a Tata GK center where they maintain all the records of the ESRI, critical servers and records maintain the Tata GK center in Delhi. So they we go through and check that there is a proper thing and a proper documented and all the things. So so
I could not hear you, Anirudh. Sorry, I'm not. Can you hear me?
yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Yes sir.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I think there was a network error, but yeah, let's just close this. Do you have any questions for me as of now?
Sir, from the internal audit perspective, I want to know there is a how much growth we can expect in the internal audit field in the future after 5 years, 6 years.
See, there's a lot of growth as long as you're willing to work. Uh, so
You know, so
there's no
as
dearth of growth.
compared to stat audit, where stat audit is a checklist and internal audit is a deep audit of the particular area. So if I
So you
want to
can
go
grow
to,
equally in both the fields.
okay,
There's no comparison that, let's say, in 2 years you can become a partner in stat audit and in internal audit you will not, or vice versa. In 2 years, nothing, or in 5 years, nothing will happen. It's a journey that you need to sort of take. And from a growth perspective, both are good. And internal audit, don't worry about growth.
okay,
Right, right, right,
thank you.
guys. So first of all, a big round of applause for Anirudh. It takes a lot of guts to give the interview
Definitely.
of so many people. तो गाइस सब एक बार अनम्यूट करके क्लैप करेंगे। यहाँ पे अनम्यूट मैंने अलाउ किया है, पता नहीं अलाउ हुआ या नहीं हुआ। राइट,
Kudos to Anirudh.
ग्रेट अनिरुद्ध।
Thank you, sir.
जनाब सबसे
Thank you,
पहले
sir.
आप ही फीडबैक बताओ कि क्या लगता है कहाँ पे दिक्कत थी और क्या क्या चीजों पे इम्प्रूवमेंट करनी चाहिए। बीच बीच में नर्वस हो गए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, तो उन सबके सामने इंटरव्यू देने में टेक्स लॉट ऑफ गट्स, और नर्वस होना कोई भी दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है, इसलिए हम यहाँ पे मॉक इंटरव्यूज दे रहे हैं ताकि
Yes, sir.
एक्चुअल एग्जाम में पास हो जाए। तो
Yes,
क्या
sir.
लगता है कहाँ कहाँ पे गड़बड़ हुई?
So जो मेरा सीवी है मेरे को एक बार अच्छे से उसको पूरा गो थ्रू देखना पड़ेगा। जो मैंने ईच लाइन लिखी हुई है उसको मेरे को मीनिंग पता होना चाहिए कि मैंने क्या करा है उसमें। एटलीस्ट आई हैव टू से वन लाइन और टू लाइंस फॉर एवरी लाइन दैट आई मेंशनड इन द
Yeah,
रिज्यूम।
yeah. So one thing, Anirudh, is you obviously need to be thorough in terms of whatever you've written in your CV. You should know in detail what exactly has gone in your CV. You should be able to articulate that. You should be able to articulate your experience. And when we are talking about any, I mean, any interview that you will be going for a risk-based profile, you need to be sure about what is the risk or the implication that we're talking about. Just saying that this was not happening there is not sufficient, and it'll be difficult for you to sort of clear that round. Because what we're looking here is that do you have that risk mindset or not? So you need to kind of articulate what can go wrong
ओके,
and what is the implication of your observation.
ओके सर।
And
निरुद्ध, आपने अगर एक चीज नोटिस करी हो तो निखिल सर ने सारे क्वेश्चंस आपके सीवी में से पूछे,
यस
कहीं भी
सर।
वो टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस पे बाहर नहीं गए कि इंटरनल ऑडिट के बारे में पूछा हो, प्रोसेसेस के बारे में पूछा हो अलग से। जो आपने करा है, जो बिजनेसेस पे आपने काम किया है, सब उसी के अंदर से पूछा है। तो यू शुड थॉरली नो
ये पता
ईच
है
एंड
किस लिए भाई?
एवरीथिंग अबाउट योर।
अगर तुम्हें इंटरनल ऑडिट में
हाँ जी, राइट। तो सब कुछ अपने सीवी में जो हमने लिखा है दैट शुड बी क्रिस्टल क्लियर, और उसमें जितना भी इन डेप्थ कोई जा सकता है, हम हर क्वेश्चन को आंसर कर पाए, वो हमारा प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए,
सर
राइट।
मैं आपको 2-3 रीजंस बताना चाहूंगा क्या हुआ है एक्चुअली। क्या हुआ है, मैंने जुलाई में विप्रो के साथ इंटरव्यू दिया था और उसमें मेरे साथ जितने कॉन्फिडेंसली आज मैं बात कर पाया हूँ निखिल सर से उतना उस टाइम पे नहीं था। तो वो चीज़ मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ी लर्निंग तो वही थी। उस टाइम पे मेरे को ये इशू आया था एंड अभी तक कोई अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आ रहा है, तो दिमाग में नर्वसनेस और इतना ज्यादा नेगेटिविटी आ चुकी कुछ नहीं होगा, सीए बनने के बाद भी जॉब का नहीं हो रहा है। तो वो दिमाग में 2-3 दिन से वो भी काफी चल रहा है।
राइट,
तो जब निखिल सर ने थोड़ा पूछा मेरे को, थोड़ा मैं बता रहा शुरू कर रहा हूँ, मैंने कुछ भी बताया है ठीक है, बट मेरे को थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस निकल हुआ था कि हाँ मैं अपनी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स टेक्निकल स्किल्स में हाँ मेरे को सही जा रहा है। तो
एग्जैक्टली।
मेरा निखिल सर से और आपसे यही क्वेश्चन है कि मैं अपनी रेटिंग चाहता हूँ बस कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स और टेक्निकल स्किल्स में। आप मेरे को आउट ऑफ 5 या 10 कितना देंगे तो मैं अपनी उस चीज पर वर्क कर सकता हूँ फिर।
अनुरोध, टू बी ऑनेस्ट मैं आपको रेटिंग नहीं दूंगा, बट मैं आपको इम्प्रूवमेंट एरियाज डेफिनेटली बताऊंगा।
यस सर।
कम्युनिकेशन पे यू नीड टू वर्क अ लिटिल बिट, आई बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट विद यू। एंड टेक्निकल स्किल्स पे, see what I was doing here is I was assessing whatever you've done, how thorough you were in your work. सो आई वाज बेसिकली, मैं ये देख रहा था कि अगर आपने स्टेप ए किया है तो वर यू एबल टू थिंक ऑफ स्टेप बी एंड सी एंड कोरिलेट द थिंग्स और नॉट? लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे सेल्स की हम बात कर रहे थे, आपने बोला अपॉर्चुनिटी लॉस, मैं वहां से सेल्स इंसेंटिव पॉलिसी पे ले गया आपको। तो रिस्क बेस्ड ऑडिट जब भी होता है ना, तो वो हमेशा आपको कोरिलेशन बिठाना होता है। सो आई वाज बेसिकली ट्राइंग टू असेस वेदर you were thorough in whatever work you've done till now or not. And that's how I was trying to gauge that thing. So in that sense you have to sort of think about all these things.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
राइट राइट, ग्रेट अनिरुद्ध, है ना? ये
you.
प्रैक्टिस का प्लेटफॉर्म ही है ना? हमको यहाँ पे
Yes, sir.
प्रैक्टिस करनी है, अपनी सारी हेजिटेशन निकालनी है, इसीलिए हम यहाँ पे बैठे हैं। एंड वाज ग्रेट कि आपने सबसे पहले मॉक इंटरव्यू दिया।
Thank you, sir.
राइट राइट, और अनिरुद्ध थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you,
नेक्स्ट कौन है
Anirudh.
अपने साथ? पर्व का आया हुआ है मेरे पास रिज्यूम है, मैं पर्व का रिज्यूम आपके साथ शेयर करता हूँ निखिल सर, जस्ट अ सेकेंड। और गाइस ऐसा ही ग्रिलिंग इंटरव्यू होने वाला है टॉप फॉर्म्स में। वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग यू फॉर द वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो, फॉर द मोस्ट टफेस्ट ऑफ द टफेस्ट इंटरव्यूज, कि आपके सीवी के अंदर से कितना आपको ग्रिल करा जा सकता है, टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस पे कितना ग्रिल करा जा सकता है। तो जितनी प्रैक्टिस हम यहाँ पे कर लेंगे, जितना टफ इंटरव्यू हम यहाँ पे दे देंगे, हमको उतना ही अच्छा रहेगा एक्चुअल इंटरव्यूज के टाइम पे। यश कह रहे थे यूट्यूब पे कि सर ये मॉक कम शौक ज्यादा था। राइट, तो पर्व रेडी हो आप? ऑल सेट? मैं आपको अनम्यूट करता हूँ, एक सेकंड। हाँ जी पर्व।
Yes, sir.
Hi Parv, how are you doing?
Hello, sir.
Hi, I can't see you.
um in the first, just a second।
सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
पर्व आई थिंक आपके नेटवर्क में थोड़ा सा इशू है,
Sir,
एक
not
बार आप।
audible.
निखिल आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, I can hear you, Archit. Parv,
पर्व आपके नेटवर्क में कुछ इशू है, एक बार जरा
हाँ.
देखो फटाफट से। तब तक हम कुछ क्वेरीज लेते हैं। असीत का कुछ क्वेश्चन है, मैंने आपको अनम्यूट किया। असीत, यू कैन आस्क योर क्वेश्चन, और यू डू यू वांट टू गिव अ मॉक इंटरव्यू? अनम्यूट किया है मैंने आपको। गौरव, मैंने आपको भी अनम्यूट किया है, आप पूछ सकते हो। जस्ट अ सेकेंड। तो आज बहुत सारे रिव्यूज आए हुए हैं, काजल का, वी प्रताप का, जयश का। हाँ जी असीत, डू यू वांट टू गिव अ मॉक इंटरव्यू और डू यू वांट टू आस्क सम डाउट? आई थिंक नेटवर्क में कुछ इशू है। पर्व इज हियर बैक अगेन। निखिल, कैन यू सी पर्व वीडियो?
uh, yeah, I can see him now.
हाँ जी पर्व।
हाँ.
सो आर यू रेडी पर्व? शुरू कर सकते हैं
Yes, sir.
इंटरव्यू?
Yes, sir.
ग्रेट। तो आपने अप्लाई करा है रिस्क एडवाइजरी की फील्ड में इन द फर्म, कौन सी आपकी फेवरेट फर्म है, बताओ कौन सी में जाना है?
KPMG.
क्या बात है। तो निखिल सर इज द सीनियर मैनेजर ऑफ केपीएमजी, और वो आपका टेक्निकल राउंड लेने वाले हैं। राइट, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। निखिल सर, ओवर टू यू।
Thanks, Archit. Hi Parv, how has it been your day? How has been your day?
Hello, sir. Sir, the day has been a bit hectic. I am busy with classes and everything.
What sort of classes?
My CA final classes. I've actually not cleared the CA final. I will be appearing for the last group in November 23 attempt.
Okay. All right. Parv, can you also tell me, like, give a quick introduction about yourself?
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is Parva Pathak. I am from Bhuj city of Gujarat state.
Hmm.
Now, coming to my education qualification, I have done my BCom from GLS University and passed with distinction. I have also completed my CA Final Group 2, and I will be appearing for CA Final Group 1 in November 23.
Hmm.
And coming to my experience, I have done my 3 years of articleship in internal audit field uh, on a single client, which was a multi-brand car dealership, and covering the areas like order to cash process, purchase to payment process, after sales process, and prepayment audit of incentives.
Hmm.
Post my articleship, I also got a chance to be on the team for doing the quarterly stock audit of a global 500 FMCG company.
Hmm.
That's also.
Okay. Uh, Parv, can you tell me fraud risk areas in procure to pay process?
Yes, sir. Sir, during the audit also, we have identified certain areas where fake invoices were claimed on the basis of the employee frauds and everything, and the money was diverted from the account to their account.
And why do you think this was happening?
Sir, because there was no process checking done for this kind of activities. The person who was in charge of the invoices was the only one who was approving the payment also.
Hmm.
There was no delegation of responsibility for approving it.
So sorry, you're saying that the person who was verifying the invoices was also making the payments?
Yes, was also
So
approving the payments and making it.
okay. So are you saying that those fake bills were generated by that person?
Yes, sir. What was happening was on doing the close scrutiny, we have also identified that fake GST numbers were claimed, and fake GST number was incorporated on the invoices. And through that, what they were doing is there was a partnership firm in which that guy was the partner. So what he was doing is he was generating fake invoices from that firm and then claiming it over here.
And how did you identify this?
Sir, we identified this because uh, as the part of the observation and everything, we also identified that based on his job status and everything, he was living a few of the luxurious lifestyles. So we also identified that few of the bills were of same amount and of recurring amount in same period of time. He was
Hmm.
claiming it. So we then closed scrutinized the invoices and everything, and we found that GST number was fake, the address was fake. Uh, there was no form like that,
Hmm.
and through it we got to identify that these invoices are fake, and then we incorporated it in our audit report also.
Okay. And any other fraud risk area in P2P?
Yes, yes, sir. What was happening was that uh, I have done my articleship in that multi-brand car dealership. So what they were doing were that on the invoice they were showing that few of the mats and everything are being purchased locally from the vendors and everything. But actually, what was that? No mats were purchased, no bucket seat covers were purchased. They were providing the services of washing the cars, washing the new cars, and they were charging the higher prices based on the rate quotation, which was approved also. But then we found out that this firm doesn't exist only because if these new things were purchased, then they should have been lying in the stock. But there was no stock maintained of the same. And on asking it to the person concerned, he was not able to explain this thing also.
Okay. I'm not very clear on this observation. It's not very clear
Sir,
to me what the
yeah,
observation
sir,
is.
what was happening was on the invoices, he was showing that we have purchased locally the bucket, seat covers, matting, and everything of the cars, right, sir? But actually, what was happening was he was providing the services of washing the car. Now, how we got this? Because he was charging the GST rate, which was of services and not means the goods rate was not charged. Service
Okay.
rate was charged. And on comparing the invoices, we found out that on the basis of the new cars which were invoiced, in which that the purchased items were to be incorporated, means fitted, there should have been some stock lying, which was not lying at all. And on uh, inquiring it with the person, he was also not able to explain the same. And then we escalated the matter, and it resulted in fraud because that firm was only providing the washing of cars and not any goods.
So this was a external agency.
Yes, sir. It was an external agency which was providing these services, in which that person might have some personal interest also. And
Which person is this? Who are we talking about?
we are talking about the accessory in charge.
Okay. And you
He
said
was,
that
yeah,
you also verified the stock there.
yes, sir.
How did you do that?
Sir, we actually
Who was maintaining that
didn't,
stock?
sir, on inquiring about the same, what was happening was if 100 seat cars were, seat covers were purchased from that vendor, and on seeing that on if on 12th October, 100 seat covers were purchased, then for the month of October, uh, there should have been 100 or more than that car invoiced, so that the inventory will be for the inventory to be nil. But what was happening was only 20 to 30 cars were only invoiced and 100 seat covers were being purchased. So there should have been
What
some
if
stock which
the
should be lying.
some of the cars were in pipeline? Did you verify that?
Yes, sir. Entire stock audit we have done. We have done the stock
No, no.
audit
So
of new
my
cars.
question
Uh,
is, there were
yes, sir.
20 to 30 cars in that were invoiced. Did
Yes,
you
sir.
also check that the rest of the whatever like 40 or 60 odd cars were in like pipeline revenue?
Yes, sir. We also verified the car stock also. We also verified the car which were built but not delivered. We also verified that also.
Hmm.
But no such cars were there in which that seat covers were fitted and it was ready to give to it to the customer. So such.
Okay. So what is the control gap here?
Sir, the control gap is that accessory in charge was sending the bill to the accounts department, and there was no person to verify that actually this expense have been incurred or not.
Can you tell me one thing? Why would
Yes, sir.
the uh, like for the accessory in charge to purchase anything, shouldn't there be a process wherein there's a trigger from one department that these are the like X number of cars that are to be delivered in this month, and
Yeah.
that based on that, like there should be a also sort of a budget monitoring wherein let's say 40 cars are to be invoiced, then accessories which are like sort of linked to these 40 cars should be purchased, etc. Some sort of a reconciliation. Do you think that was
Yeah, sir.
missing?
Yeah, sir. Actually, sir, that guy was only the person who was sending the quotation and everything. Based on the advertisement done, this time the cars to be invoiced will be much higher. So we will be keeping the higher stocks.
Hmm.
That was his from the mail correspondence. We found this
Okay.
that he was
Can you tell
claiming.
me what?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what's the average invoice value of a car there?
Sir, the average invoice value was around 6 to 7 lakhs.
Okay. Uh, what was the monthly revenue of this? Was it a dealership?
Yeah, sir, it was a
What
dealership
was the
having
monthly revenue?
6 branches. Sir, the monthly revenue was from the sales was around 10 crores, and from service it was around 40 to 50 lakhs. I am talking about the entire 6 branches across the 6 locations of a
And
single
how
brand.
many cars are we talking about per month that are getting dispatched?
Per Yes, sir. Per month, we are talking about the new cars to be invoiced around 350 to 400 across all the 6 locations. And
So if 350 cars are being invoiced to the customers, how
yeah,
does it like I'm not able to like understand the math. If the cost
yeah,
per car is about 6 to 7 lakhs and
yeah.
we're selling about 350 cars, how does the revenue become 10 crores? What?
Yeah, sir. Sir, the brand which I was auditing has uh, mainly the cars which were sold, which were in the range from around 6 lakhs to 12 lakhs. And there were also some premium models also, which were also sold. And there was a time for 2 years where the new premium model which was introduced by the brand, and so it created a boom in the market, and the revenue shooted up like anything. But the approx the car prices and average car prices was around 6 to 7 lakhs. Average
Yeah, but it
car
doesn't
price.
add up anyway.
Okay.
Uh, can you also kind of run me through the entire order to cash cycle for the car business?
Yeah, sir. Sir, what was happening was the customer once visited the showroom. The car guy on providing the quotation and everything. They check the KYC details of the customer and everything, and then they uh, take the booking amount from the customer. After incorporating each and everything, like which kind of accessories the customer would like to purchase, and any special discounts provided, or any discount through approvals which are provided, or any cars which were sold on negative margin. These all things he mentions on a form which was called the Z form in that dealership. And then that Z form, he gives it to his sales head, and then that sales head incorporates that Z form on the software of that dealership online. And through that, the entire processing was done like the accessories guy receives the order from there, that this car is there in which these kind of accessories were to be fitted, and
Okay,
so on.
Per, tell me one thing. When you were auditing, did you check the AR account, the sundry
Yes, sir.
debtors account? So what was
Yes,
the
sir.
balance in that account?
So the balance in that account depends on the season wise. Like if there is Diwali coming, then that shoots up to around 20 to 25 lakhs. Like there were 3 4 categories of the customer which were already classified by the dealership, which were
So you're saying
frequent
that
buyers.
the AR balance was about 25 lakhs.
Yeah.
Uh, how, like, what was the collection model? Was the company, in terms of collecting the amounts, were they delivering the cars and then later on taking the payments from the customers, or before the delivery they were making sure that the payments are being received and that's when they were dispatching the cars to the customers?
No, sir. After the credit evaluation or from the approval of the directors and everything, they were placing the customer in a particular category.
Hmm.
And from that, there was a criteria settled that around 60 to 65% if the payment is received, then for the pending 35 to 40% of the payment, they were giving the credit period. And if like there were also cases from the CSD department also, like the canteen store department also. So they were maintaining the records and everything about that thing, and then they were claiming it with the CSD department.
No, I'm not clear.
Like, sir, canteen store
So I
department.
have a very simple
Yeah,
question. What
yeah.
was the collection model? Were they dispatching the cars before collecting the money?
Sir, on receiving 60 to 65% of the payment, they were dispatching the cars.
Okay.
But it was going through a proper process of approval.
But even to retail customers, like every, let's say every retail customer that comes in will be evaluated for credit period.
No, sir, not each and every retail customer gets this kind of facility. There were certain kind of customers which were already classified by the dealership into three or four categories, like platinum, gold, and silver, which were frequent car buyers.
Okay,
Yeah, or any models or any actors which were coming to purchase the car.
got it. And what controls were there to sort of monitor the AR balance?
Sir, the AR balance was which was around monthly. It was sent by the accountant to the CEO. The CEO then send the balance to the recovery team, and the recovery team process the recovery and each and everything. But in if in case
What is the
there were
periodicity
chances,
of this analysis?
it was done monthly. Like in
Okay.
some major branches, it was done monthly. In some small branches, it was done quarterly or 6 monthly.
And what was the policy around provisioning?
Provisions are provision policy was such that uh, based on the past like 2 to 3 years, they were finding the percentage that how many of the amount it like from the aging balance. They were finding that if the balances goes above 365 days or around 600 to 700 days, they were uh, adding up that amount, and then they were taking out the percentage, and then they were applying to the present balance of AR to find the provision amount.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. I think good job, Parv.
Thank you.
Anything that you
Yes,
want
sir.
to ask?
Sir, you seem to be enjoying your position at the firm. Sir, how a day in a firm will look like as an
How do you
internal
know I'm
auditor?
enjoying my position?
Sir, based on your interaction,
Okay. So sorry, what's your question?
how will be a day like look like in the organization as an internal auditor?
See, it is going to be, in terms of how the day is going to look like, it's going to be super busy. Uh, you will start working early in the morning, and your day will sort of jump from one assignment to another, to sort of managing one team to another, to sort of thinking about how to manage one issue to another, and how do you need to prepare for another meeting, how do you need to prepare for a management deck, how do you need to do kind of like get more business, and so basically the day never ends, and your mind is always kind of running from managing one thing to another. So it's not as easy as it sounds, and not as difficult as it sounds. You kind of become used to it, and yeah. So I mean, you can expect busy days here.
Okay, sir.
Right, right, right. So guys, a
Okay, sir.
round of applause for Parv. Parv, बहुत बढ़िया भाई. Great,
Thank you,
great,
sir.
great effort. Great. I think कि
Uh,
everyone is
sir,
on mute. हाँ जी.
sir, मैंने ना अपने कलीग्स वगैरह से ऐसा सुना है कि लाइक द पे टू वर्क रेशियो इन इंटरनल ऑडिट इज टू बैड। लाइक इंटरनल ऑडिट में मतलब काम थोड़ा ज्यादा करवाते हैं, उतना पे स्केल नहीं होता है, ऐसा आई हर्ड। बट
देखो, काम
एट द
ना
एंड
हर
ऑफ द डे
जगह
आई एम रेडी।
काम हर जगह ज्यादा ही करने को मिलेगा। काम की कमी
अच्छा।
कहीं पे नहीं है। ऐसा नहीं है, अगर आप सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल बिग फोर में जा रहे हो तो 19-20 का फर्क होता है डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सर्विस लाइंस में, कुछ खास इतना फर्क नहीं होता।
राइट। सो पर्व, पहले आप बताओ कि हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस, कैसा आपको लगा, कहाँ कहाँ पे
अमेजिंग।
इम्प्रूवमेंट कीजिए। ओके ग्रेट।
अमेजिंग
चैट में
सर।
भी बहुत लोग लिख रहे हैं, गाइस इन द चैट गिव फीडबैक टू पर्व, हाउ वाज द एक्सपीरियंस, हाउ वाज हिज इंटरव्यू। हाँ जी, पर आपको कहाँ कहाँ पे लगता है कि कौन सा क्वेश्चन आप कॉन्फिडेंटली आंसर नहीं कर पाए या कहाँ पे लैकिंग थे? देन वील आस्क फ्रॉम निखिल सर।
सर थोड़ा समझाने में वो जो स्किल होती है ना, वो थोड़ी डेवलप करने की जरूरत है मुझे। मैं अच्छी
ओके,
तरीके से कभी कभी एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाता।
राइट राइट। तो इन द चैट पीपल आर सेइंग वंडरफुल पर्व, ग्रेट, वर्चुअल क्लैप्स आ रही हैं, ग्रेट ग्रेट। ओवर टू यू निखिल सर, कहाँ कहाँ पे लगता है कि दिक्कत हुई इंटरव्यू में?
नहीं, आई थिंक पर बैंग ऑन इन टर्म्स ऑफ इफ यू वांट टू एक्सप्लेन समथिंग, बी वेरी स्पेसिफिक। जो आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा रहा है सिर्फ उस क्वेश्चन का स्पेसिफिक आंसर दो। बहुत ज़्यादा इधर उधर डाइग्रेस करके, जैसे एक एग्जांपल दो, आप वो सीएसडी पे पहुंच गए थे एकदम से, तो मेरा क्वेश्चन बहुत ही स्पेसिफिक था तो उसका आंसर दो, ज़्यादा भी मत बोलो। लेकिन जो बोल रहे हो वो इतना क्लियर बोलो कि वो समझ में आ जाए,
हम्म,
क्योंकि उससे ना पता चलता है कि आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग कितनी थी और आपके दिमाग में आप कैसे स्टोरी टेलिंग कर पा रहे हो और उसको कैसे बोल पा रहे हो। सो दिस थिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट विच यू विल लर्न ओवर टाइम।
यस
तो
सर।
राइट।
नथिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ यू डोंट रियली नीड टू टेक एनी प्रेशर अराउंड दिस। ये डेवलप हो जाएगा विद प्रैक्टिस, बट you know that this is a weak area and you need to start working on this.
यस सर।
Kashish is asking, what if I don't know the answer? Then you can simply say, Kashish, that I'm not aware about this. है ना? एंड गाइस, जो लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि कॉमन इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस, तो आपके सामने सारे टाइप के इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस आ गए हैं। जैसे निखिल सर ने पूछा, मैंने भी नोट करे हैं। O2C के बारे में पूछा निखिल सर ने, P2P की प्रोसेस भी कवर कर ली, यहाँ पे रिस्क और कंट्रोल्स की भी बात कर ली, और आपके रिज्यूमे में डीप डाइव करके ये सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछ लिए गए कि आपने जिस बिजनेस को ऑडिट किया है वहां की प्रोसेसेस बता दो, O2C P2P के बारे में बता दो, जो रिस्क और कंट्रोल्स आपने देखे उसके बारे में बता दो, और आपके रिज्यूमे पे आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग कंट्रोल होना चाहिए। तो दिस इज समथिंग विच वी लर्न फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन।
एंड आई
आपके
थिंक एक चीज आई वांट टू जस्ट ऐड वन थिंग, आई थिंक दोनों ही केस में पर्व और अनिरुद्ध, जब आप इंट्रो दे रहे हो ना, तो बहुत ज्यादा ये सब मत बताओ कि आपने इसका ऑडिट करके इसमें ये प्रोसेस दिया है। इंट्रो में स्टिक टू योरसेल्फ, स्टिक टू योर जर्नी, हाउ यू हैव कम टिल दिस स्टेज। उसमें अगर आपको प्रोफेशनली बताना है तो बस एक हाई लेवल व्यू दो, that you carry, let's say, internal audit experience, IFC SOX experience, etc., etc. Don't get into client details at the introduction level.
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली। एंड गाइज, कोई इंडेक्स के क्वेश्चंस नहीं थे, कोई कारों से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस नहीं थे। तो आई होप कि यू आर रियलाइजिंग कि स्टार्ट ऑडिट के इंटरव्यू में और इंटरनल ऑडिट के इंटरव्यू में क्या फर्क होने वाला है। यहाँ पे क्वेश्चंस मोस्टली आपके होने वाले हैं प्रोसेसेस से रिलेटेड, रिस्क से रिलेटेड, कंट्रोल से रिलेटेड, राइट। और बिजनेस के अंदर डीप डाइव आप करने वाले हो, अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द बिजनेस वो पूछी जाने वाली है। So this is something how you can differentiate an audit interview, a statutory audit interview, and an internal audit interview, right? And the people who are asking how you can connect with Nikhil sir for more such mock sessions, तो मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ कि we have this live mentorship program on Thinking Bridge, जहाँ पे you can connect with Nikhil sir and book a slot with him for 15-20 minutes, seek his guidance and also give a mock interview, right? And on Thinking Bridge, guys, अभी आपको पता है कि we are offering 15% off now You can use the code career and you will get 15% off all across all the master classes. निखिल सर की इंटरनल ऑडिट की मास्टर क्लास है जहां पे P2P, O2C, H2R सारी प्रोसेसेस कवर्ड है एंड टू एंड. प्रैक्टिकली आप हर एक प्रोसेस के अंदर काम करने वाले हो और देखने वाले हो कि वहां पे क्या रिस्क और क्या कंट्रोल है. एक एक वर्क पेपर आप अपने हाथ से बनाओगे. तो यू कैन गो एंड चेक आउट दीज पर्टिकुलर कोर्सेज. राइट. हाँ जी गाइस, और कोई क्वेश्चन है तो बता दो फटाफट से चैट में, देन वील क्लोज द सेशन. और ये इंटरव्यू सीरीज, मॉक इंटरव्यू सीरीज अभी चलती रहेगी आपकी प्लेसमेंट्स तक. पूरे महीने ये चलेंगी. डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मॉक सेशंस हम लेने वाले हैं फॉर ऑल द फील्ड्स. राइट. हाँ जी, कोई क्वेश्चन है तो बता दो. यस, सीएमए भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. एनीवन हु वांट्स टू परस्यू देयर करियर इन द फील्ड ऑफ इंटरनल ऑडिट कैन गो फॉर द इंटरनल ऑडिट मास्टर क्लास. कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है. गौरव, कोई क्वेश्चन है तो फटाफट से पूछ लो. आपने हैंड रेस करा हुआ है. मॉक इंटरव्यू आपका हम नेक्स्ट सेशन में लेंगे. गौरव इज आस्किंग फॉर हाउ टू इम्प्रूव कम्युनिकेशन. निखिल सर, क्या व्यू है आपका?
गौरव, एक चीज बहुत ही क्लियर है that if you want to improve communication, you need to speak more, you need to speak relevant, and start talking in English with your friends, with whoever you're talking to, and that's how you will build confidence. Reading is very important. When you read, uh, उससे क्या होता है कि आपके दिमाग में ना बहुत सारे नए वर्ड्स आते रहते हैं और आपको वो सेंटेंसेस फ्रेम करने में बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प हो जाती है. So reading is one thing which is very important, and obviously speaking. Yeah, Gaurav, I think you're saying something.
No.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. Speak
Right.
more and read more.
राइट. एंड गाइस, एज निखिल सर सेड कि हमको टू द पॉइंट रहना है इंटरव्यू में. और क्या है कि जब हमको अगर आंसर पता होगा ना किसी चीज का, तो डेफिनेटली आप अपनी किसी भी तरीके से इंटरव्यूअर को बता के आओगे. तो यस, आप थोड़ा प्रेजेंटेशन पे जरूर से काम कर सकते हो, बट कम्युनिकेशन इज समथिंग कि थोड़ी सी ऊपर नीचे भी होगी. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है अगर आप इंटरव्यूअर को समझा पा रहे हो अपने तरीके से कि भाई ये चीज आपने चेक करी थी. राइट. तो थोड़ा सा टू द पॉइंट रहना है हमको और हर चीज क्लियरली उनको बता के आनी है. गाइस, हुआ समर एफपीएनए की मास्टर क्लास नेक्स्ट वीक तक लॉन्च हो जाएगी. सेशंस रिकॉर्ड हो गए हैं, एडिट में गए हुए हैं. नेक्स्ट वीक तक वील डेफिनेटली लॉन्च द एफपीएनए मास्टर क्लास और वो आप देख के टॉप से टॉप कंपनी में जा सकते हो. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. यूट्यूब वाली जनता भाई फटाफट से लाइक कर दो. आई थिंक मैंने क्वेश्चंस का आंसर कर दिया है यूट्यूब पे भी. आपके साथ बात कैसे हो सकती है? आप फ्री करियर मास्टर क्लास में आइए, वहां पे लाइव सेशन में हमारे साथ ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं जूम पे, और यहाँ पे हम आपके सारे क्वेश्चंस लेंगे. सर, टिप्स फॉर बीकॉम ग्रेजुएट. अगर आपको इंटरनल ऑडिट की फील्ड में जाना है कशिश, आज का सेशन आईए स्पेसिफिक है. तो रिस्क एडवाइजरी इंटरनल ऑडिट में अगर आपको जाना है, देन यू कैन लुक फॉर द टॉप फर्म्स इन ग्लोबल आर्म्स ऑल्सो, इन द इंडियन आर्म्स ऑल्सो. आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन मेनी हायरिंग्स आर डन. तो आप जरूर से अप्लाई करिए बिग 4 में, बिग 6 में, और आपको अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेंगी. राइट निखिल सर. सो आई थिंक वी कैन क्लोज द सेशन. वी हैव कवर्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द डाउट्स. खुशी, नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू में पक्का, नेक्स्ट मॉक इंटरव्यू में सबसे पहले आप ही का मॉक इंटरव्यू लेंगे. राइट. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच पर्व एंड अनिरुद्ध फॉर गिविंग द इंटरव्यू, एंड वी होप कि वैल्यू एडिशन मिला होगा and कुछ insights मिले होंगे how we can improve on the resume front also and on the technical and communication skills front also. Right. So thank you so much Nikhil sir for joining in and guiding the students. And guys, do check out the internal audit masterclass on thinkinglish.in. और बहुत सारी हमारी अभी placement program पे भी vacancies आ रही हैं which is free of cost. अगर आप अच्छी फर्म्स में, टॉप कंपनीज में जाना चाहते हैं तो डू चेक आउट द फ्री प्लेसमेंट प्रोग्राम ऑल्सो. और जिस भी कंपनी में, फर्म में आपको वहां पे जाना है, just drop in your CV and we'll refer you to that firm or company. Right. Thank you very much guys. We'll see you in the next session on statutory audit or GST. आपके पास notification आ जाएगी. Just stay connected with us on WhatsApp groups also, Telegram also, and in the free career masterclass. Thank you so much everyone for joining in.